Hi, I'm Gabriel and this is Learning English Path. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to talk in English about 6 of the healthiest habits in life. There are way more than 6 healthy habits in life. And the ones I'm going to be talking about in this video may not be the best ones for you personally to adopt in your life. Because we're all individuals. We all have unique bodies, unique brains, unique histories, and we need to take care of our psychologies in our own personal way. The 6 habits that I'm going to be talking about here, they are good for everybody. They are good for you no matter who you are, and they will improve your life. But you need to know for you which habits are going to be most effective, okay? So you need to learn that for yourself. But I'm going to give you these 6 in this lesson. So number 1, deep breathing. Deep breathing is breathing all the way in a controlled, conscious way. You know, most people, it's funny because we all breathe and we all know that we have to breathe to live. But most people, they breathe in this shallow way, right? And that's not healthy. And so most people don't learn how to breathe well. You can learn to breathe better. Did you know that? Did you know that you can retrain how to breathe? For most people, breathing is completely unconscious, right? It's something that happens without you consciously controlling it. But there are ways in which you can learn how to control them. And if you do learn that, the benefits are enormous because you can pump more blood through your body, you can get more oxygen into that brain, and you can think clearer. You can become a more conscious, more aware human being, okay? And it's especially effective if you have some psychological issue like anxiety, for example. Because what is anxiety, really? It's not controlling your physiological reactions to your environment, right? So if you can learn how to control your breath, then actually what you're doing is you are controlling your whole body and your mind and how you respond to what is happening around you. So that can be so beneficial, and it's overlooked by too many people. Now, there are many different breathing techniques that you can learn, and so I'm going to give you a few of them here for you to go and research by yourself. Okay, so the first one is the Wim Hof method. And this is a breathing technique that is gaining in popularity now. It's helped me enormously just to understand that I can really control my consciousness with my breath. And that has helped me in a very powerful way. The second one that you might want to look at is the Buteyko method. Now this is a very different one to the Wim Hof method. Some people might say even that it's the opposite method. But what works for you, you need to find out again, okay? Shamanic breathing. Shamanic breathing is something that has been done for thousands of years, actually. And it's quite similar to the Wim Hof method. And if you go into this, you can also control your your consciousness. You can get to very heightened states of awareness and go into parts of your mind that you normally can't go into with shamanic breathing. So look into that. And if you're really looking to help yourself with something like anxiety, then you might want to check out Robert Littman. He does a lot of this kind of breath work as well. And it could be very useful for you. Okay? So that's deep breathing. Number 2, diet. Right? This is something that we all know, but not many of us really follow through on. Right? In English, we know the expression, you are what you eat, right? You are what you eat. Now that doesn't mean that if you eat a banana, you physically turn into a banana and your skin turns yellow and you can peel yourself, okay? That's not what it means. You are what you eat means that the nutrients in this banana, which are very healthy, if I eat the banana, then they will become a part of me. And that's very true. And then I will become healthy. And you know, a diet is not just to lose weight, okay? Or even just to gain muscle. The diet that you have has a big impact on how your brain is able to function. How clearly you can think and process those thoughts. Okay? So if you're learning something, like if you're learning English, you will have a lot more mental energy and mental clarity to learn that English and to study if you have a good diet. So it's very healthy as a habit, not just for your body, not just to lose weight, but also for how you think. Okay, and you know, a lot of people, when they look into changing their diet, you know, they look on the internet for the diet they should have, or they read a book or two, they find very quickly that there are many different ideas and opinions on what you should be eating, right? And it's going to be different for you depending on, again, who you are. Okay, what is your weight right now? What is your body mass? How tall are you? And what's your everyday life like? Do you have a stressful job? Do you have commitments? Are you a morning person or an evening person? What has been your diet in the past? What cravings do you have? What foods do you like to eat? Do you have any other illnesses? There are many things that affect the diet that would be recommended for you. All right? But the important thing is that you try to learn which one will be best for you and you try them out. And when one doesn't work, you go on to another one and you try to adapt what is working into your life and continue experimenting with that. Because, you know, a lot of people, what they do is they find out that there are so many diets and then they put it off. They say, oh, okay, this diet thing, I'll look at it tomorrow. Right now I'll go eat some fast food because I'm hungry. But there's all this information and I've got to get it perfect. And so I'll just do it tomorrow or next week or next month or for the New Year's resolution, right? So this approach is misguided. You need to just start, just get into it. And you know, here are some examples you might want to look into: the no carb diet, the low carb diet, right? Carbohydrates, lately it's been shown that they do have a damaging impact on your body. Of course, again, depending on who you are, okay? Intermittent fasting, you might want to look at that. That is eating at only certain times during the day. Maybe you only eat once a day. But when you do eat, you eat the right foods, right? Lots of fruit and vegetables and protein-rich food, okay? And the right kinds of fats, right? Unsaturated fats, not lots of sugary food and fast food or junk food, okay? You need to learn what is best for you in that area. All right, number 3, meditation. Meditation has been shown to have so many incredible benefits that I can't even list them all here, not in one video. It's got enormous benefits, not only for your mind, but also for your body, right? Because the mind and the body are connected in all of these habits. And what meditation really is excellent for is training your focus, training you to cut that monkey mind out of your head, okay? So that you don't get so distracted all of the time, so that you learn to focus on what's important. And it just makes you a more peaceful individual so that when problems do arise, you can deal with them. Not only this, but meditation has actually been shown to change your brain. Yes, change your brain. It's called neural plasticity. And I'm not going to get into that in this video, okay? I might do a separate video in itself on meditation and neural plasticity. But this video is, I'm just going to show you these brain scans and show you that people who meditate regularly have different brain structures than people who don't. This is a habit you definitely want to have on a regular basis, okay? And look it up. You know, again, many different kinds of meditations, many schools of meditation. And so you need to find the right one for you. Again, it depends on who you are. So you might want to look into transcendental meditation, mindfulness meditation, Kundalini meditation, Zazen or Zazen, heart rhythm meditation, okay? It all depends, and you can do your research on this, but don't just read, try them out. Try them out and see what's right for you. Okay, number 4, physical exercise. Okay, another one that everyone knows they should do physical exercise and that it's healthy, right? But not everyone does it. And why not? Again, it's because it's overwhelming to get started. And too many people want to start out everything perfectly. And I understand that. I'm like that as well with many things. But when it comes to your health, you want to just get started, okay? And again, mind and body, they are connected. And so when you're exercising physically, you're not just making your body healthy, you're also getting more oxygen to your brain and developing your ability to focus and to not worry about things that don't matter so much. Okay? And what kind of physical exercise you do is, again, going to depend on who you are, what your body is like already, what your schedule is, right? It might be more cardiovascular related, right? It might be running, maybe swimming, or maybe you need to get into strength training. Maybe calisthenics, look up that word. Look it up in the dictionary or just on Google, calisthenics. CrossFit. Okay, it depends on who you are and what you are already doing and how your body is. Okay. Number 5, journaling. Now, this is something I've talked about before, the benefits of journaling, but it doesn't just help your English. It doesn't just help you to become a better writer. Journaling actually has benefits that are deeper and more health related. Because when you journal, you can go deeply into your psychology and understand what's going on a deeper level. When you put something into language, you are clarifying your understandings of the world or what is happening on a daily basis. And there are many, many geniuses throughout history who have maybe become geniuses partially because they've kept journals. I'll give you a few now. So Albert Einstein kept a journal. Okay, Leonardo da Vinci, Charles Darwin, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, Beethoven, and Mark Twain, and even Thomas Edison, okay? They all kept journals. And it's not that they kept journals because they were geniuses, okay? They became so smart, I would say, partially because they went into their minds and they did the work and they clarified their thoughts into language. Or maybe into drawings, like Leonardo da Vinci. Okay? So journaling can be extremely powerful when it comes to a healthy psychological habit and a mental habit. So what kind of journal should you keep? What should you write in your journal? Again, there are many different kinds. Okay? You might take a journal that records your daily thoughts. Very powerful, your daily thoughts. Maybe your habits. Okay, so if you want to get rid of a bad habit, you might write down every time you're in a situation where you give in to that bad habit. Or if you want to develop a good habit, you might keep writing about it so that it sticks in your mind, so that you develop that habit on a daily basis, right? You might want to record your observations during the day. You might want to keep a journal that is drawing instead of writing, if you have that kind of mind, right? You might want to keep a journal that is fiction. Fiction can be very powerful, can relate to your everyday experiences, and you can learn a lot about what's happening in your mind. Okay, and there are many, many other kinds, okay? You can keep a dream diary, which I will talk about in a separate video altogether about keeping a dream diary, okay? But journaling, very powerful. Number 6, learning. Yes, learning itself is one of the healthiest habits that you can develop. And that's not just because learning English, for example, helps you to become fluent, to become someone who is able to move to an English country or pass an exam or to communicate with new people. Of course, the skill itself that you're learning is important. But even just before that, even just before the skill itself that you're learning, the act of learning itself is healthy and can actually make you live longer. There have been studies that have shown that people who actively learn throughout their lives live longer. And the people who retire and don't do anything after they retire, they're so exhausted from their working lives that they just sit back and they relax. Those are the people, unfortunately, who die sooner. Why? Because their brains are not active and they are really telling their minds that, okay, there's not much left for us to do. So the brain slows down, becomes a little bit lazy, and eventually shuts off. But the people who take an active approach after they retire to continue to learn new things, well, those are the people who they keep their brains active and they give their brains the message, we want to keep going here, okay? And they do keep going and they live longer. Look it up. Google it, okay? Google lifelong learning, and learning can help you live longer. Just Google that, all right? And so, what should you learn? There are certain skills that are especially good for keeping your brain active. It has been shown, okay? The first one, learning a language. Learning a new language helps your brain to live longer. It's a healthy habit. It's not just the language itself that is important, but it's the act of learning it. Okay? So what I'm trying to do with Learning English Path is, of course, not just teach you English so you can pass a test. Okay? I want to teach you English in such a way that keeps your mind stimulated and keeps you wanting to learn more and more. And not just learn more English, but learn about many other things so that your brain continues to grow and you continue to grow as a human being, right? So learning language is very effective. The second one is learning an instrument. Forms new connections, just like learning a language forms new connections. Learning an instrument, learning a martial art, the same, and that's very interrelated with the body, right? Learning to draw, learning new computer skills, learning any new kind of skill where you have to challenge yourself to do something different, right? Maybe learning to drive, learning how to use a camera, okay? There are lots of things that you can learn to keep you healthy, to keep your brain turned on, okay? So I hope in this video, I've given you a lot of new things that you can go and learn about. Okay, go back and see again what you can go back and learn to keep your mind active and fresh and healthy. All right? Stick with me because I have a lot more that I can give you to learn. All right? This is your turn now. Keep going and keep learning.